Welcoming you back to crypto's juiciest news, baby doll. Bitcoin's price sitting at 104,000 American dollars. Very lovely to see. The monthly structure is charging up throughout the highs. I've got a lot of juicy news to go through with you today, friends. I just want you to remember as well just how terrible it looked back at the lows here. You had Ben Copeland saying Bitcoin and Ethereum, you're all going home. That's what everyone was saying pretty much. You're all gonna go home to the floor. That's what everyone was saying, remember? And now, what's everyone, straight away, friends, that's all it took. 1 or 2 green monthly candles. I was actually bullish the whole time. Please keep giving me money. That's what pretty much everyone's been doing, right? You have to see, friends. So, that's why forecasts about the future, all right? They'd be great if you could get them consistently. The problem is when people give forecasts for the future, it just tells you something about the peoples. It doesn't actually tell you anything about the future. Okay, so, you know, you can figure out, hey, someone long biased or short biased, and that's okay to be long biased, you know, and be bullish on the future. But like even with me, friends, so if something is very high on like on a daily RSI, I don't give a crap. You know what I mean? I'm here for a long time. I'm here to play the whole cycle. So if you're a short-term leverage trader, I am literally not the guy you want to be listening to if you're looking for edge. Okay, I don't focus everything there. I used to do short-term trading, and by the way, when I did all this stuff, there's no way I'd be on the internet and telling anybody about what I do whatsoever. Okay, but if you're long-term cycle holding, by the way, who are going to absolutely crush and murder all the short-term traders anyway, that's what you're here to do, okay? You're here for the highest value content in crypto. Just remember, friends, look, everyone just follow the candle color, aren't they? They're literally all just following it. That's why I'm going to play some pumpy music for them. They're going to need it. Check out the monthly candle of Ethereum. What a whopper of a move. My gosh, friends, 1 green monthly candle. Look what it did. It just erased the past 2. Man, I hope the next one as well just goes back up here to 3,700. Man, what a scam. By the way, if Ethereum does come up here, we can 100% say it was manipulation. 100%. You don't do this chart on a monthly unless it's full on manipulation. And friends, I don't use the M word manipulation often. You can't manipulate on a monthly time frame unless you're BlackRock. That's it. Okay. You can manipulate maybe on a day, you know, hourly stuff out here. No, not monthly. Okay. You have to be the biggest of the big dog out here to do that. But we'll see. We'll see. This could just be reversal. It could come back down here next month. You never know. All right. We'll see what actually happens as we continue to claim higher. And we got quite a while to go up. Remember the ETH-BTC ratio, it's back to 0.05. No friendship until really 0.04. To be honest, it's a scam under 0.05. That's it. Okay, that's where the ETH spot ETF was. And yes, that's pretty much what we're looking for. If I go down to the short-term frames of Bitcoin, friends, we are still expecting, I'm going to show you a bit of charts there, but we're expecting from the squiddy lines. Okay, I hope we keep going up high. That'd be nice. But what usually happens here is Bitcoin does a bit of like a channel thing where it just skitzes around before it's really finally go. And in this final part to go, that's when altcoins usually go ballistic, all right? And yeah, we are like very, very, very deep into the cycle, aren't we? And what we'll find is as altcoin and everything goes up, the business ISM readings, they're going to tick on every month. They're going to tick up higher as well. Like that's the thing. We're correlated to business ISM in altcoins, but also we are a forward-looking indicator for it because they price information from the future into us first. Now, the Bitcoin dominance sinks again lower. That's actually cool, 62.25%. I'll be honest, friends, like look, friends, I've trust me, I've made these mistakes before, okay? Like short-term session trading and stuff. When something goes this extended, absolutely do not touch it on that first move, bro. Like if you touch it, you gotta have a short stop. You like, and by the way, you can't trade this chart, but I'm just telling you, like, look, man, when something goes extremely this way, you don't want to get out at fair value, dude, because friends, you have to unwind. First, you got to unwind these people. All right. You know, these people, they're all weak. That's everyone long Bitcoin only, right? Or that's it. That includes institutions. That includes countries. That's everybody, friends. All of them. That's MicroStrategy holders. Yes. What, you think everybody holding MicroStrategy and then Strike and Strife or all those Ponzi share tokens, you think they're actual real believers? We'll see. We'll see. Look, I'll take your word for it, but I'll tell you right now, I want to see them get tested first. You know markets do that, right? So we have to unwind those. Now we're here, and then we've actually got to start the actual altsies. That's funny. Just unwinding these is going to be the first flush. So that's going to be quite the tale to see. Remember, we have Willy Woo, friends, crowd favorite, calling for Bitcoin dominance, 90%. 90%, bro. And then you have Ben Copen going, the casino is over. Bitcoin dominance, 70%. We have Crapto saying, today for the Bitcoin price, dirty altcoins. Come and leverage trade on my BTC. Come and get wrecked, 1% win rate. Everybody out here. It's kind of funny, friends. I'll just tell you right now. Just because someone has a Bitcoin logo, bro, it doesn't mean shit. Okay? I'm sure you've learned a lot by now. We've got plenty more to come as well, friends. Remember, look, yes, Bitcoin's the safest. Why is Bitcoin the safest? Because Bitcoin doesn't have one leader, so your risk is less with it. Okay, it's a community. Your risk is on the community as a whole. Yeah, it's organic at this point, right? Everything else has centralized party risk, right? PulseChain, right? Okay, look at Richard Hart. Look at XRP. Yeah, Brad Garlic Breath. Yeah, with Ripple. Like something happens to Ripple, you know. Cardano, right? If Charles Cuckinson, okay, maybe he goes on his farm, he doesn't want to leave for like 2 years. Maybe he just wants to hang out on his farm, feed the eagles. Yeah, it's going to have some impact, right? Justin Sun with Tron, Vitalik and Ethereum. Now, here's the thing though, okay? Centralized risk, like be careful of that term because you're like, oh, centralized risk. No, bro. In a bull market, you want centralized stuff. They make decisions faster. They're more effective. Everyone wants to listen. Everyone follows the leader, and it's power leverage on the way up. Okay, it's just on the way down. It sucks, right? Look what happens. You know, SEC attacking Richard Hart. We're part of the business confidence of the cycle. This is the global liquidity from my friend Carlin Talks Crypto. So we are still continuing to correlate here. I still maintain that this thing's gonna break somewhere. And the funniest, most entertaining outcome is that this thing just like wipes people out somewhere like that, but Ethereum actually keeps tracking it. That'll be the funniest part of all. That's why I think will be the most entertaining outcome is that Ethereum tracks the global M2 liquidity for that part, okay? And it tricks everyone because none of the retailers are long Ethereum on leverage. Andre Jeek, remember friends, 2.5 million subscribers on YouTube. He's moving his channel, showing everybody the global liquidity stuff. So interesting. This is the OTHERS-BTC candle. All we have is this one green month. Friends, isn't it funny? I told you. Look, I've been telling you this for literally 2 years, dude. When I had this epiphany, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh my gosh. It's just the candle color of the month. That's literally it. You notice how everyone's like optimistic about the future now? Yeah, bro, look what happens. Just literally, that's it. That's your optimism right here. Yeah, we got a long way to go, by the way. We got a long way to go. That's why as well, when we just stop, like you feel really depressed for that day, right? Just one red day, because you realize how far away you are to go up. Now remember, OTHERS-BTC, we're 14% of the market cap of Bitcoin. That's what that 0.14 means. I don't know where this thing's gonna go, friends. I just feel like if this thing's gonna go up, I was watching my friend Mr. FOMO Factory. Okay, Mr. FOMO Factory as well. He's got this nice thing up here. And by the way, Mr. FOMO Factory, for him, I was like, man, you're really bullish. Like he's got you got a Sommi target. So he's also got a channel up here where OTHERS-BTC might come and run into some problems. Problem is though, for the bears, is that this is a long way away. By the way, bears as well. You know, that's altcoin bears, which means if you're Bitcoin Maxi, you're about to get destroyed. And they don't know which coins to buy, right? But you'll see, friends. You'll see. If you want to know that distance as well, going from here to here, as I covered it, around like let's say it goes around up here, that's 4.5 times whatever Bitcoin does. Okay, so if Bitcoin does a 2.5. The average altcoin will do 4.5 times 2.5. It's about 11x from today. And then some altcoins, the good ones, will have a multiplier on that. Like that's the whole index of others, okay, which is everything outside of top 10. So if the average thing is going to do about, you know, let's just say 10x rounded, yeah, good things will do 20. You know, there'll be something that does a 50 to 100. We don't know what it's going to be. I hope it's PulseChain, right? Something's going to be in there. So if you get the top distribution, yeah, there's also going to be some laggards. They're not going to get to 10. They're going to do like the 7 or the 8 or whatever it is, okay? That's pretty much how it works out. Now, I think something to keep your eye on is the Sol ETH ratio. Remember, friends, this is just like, remember this. If this thing actually comes down, okay, you will confirm. Once again, friends, like I've been giving you the highest value content in crypto. It's not even close. Yeah, I'm going to actually just get the pegs out a bit later. But look, I've been telling you how many times, man. Look, in crypto, friends, when something runs up for a very long time, you got to be careful, bro. I don't care what the coin does. It doesn't matter. People get exhausted. It prices its stuff in. It's kind of like, okay, you've been running up for literally, friends, this is like day 750. You know what I mean? Like in crypto, when you run up for 180 days on a big ratio, 180 days, that's 6 months. When you run for 6 months, that's danger, okay? Because like most coins stop after that. This thing, if you start it from here, friends, it is still up 600 days, bro. It's like almost it's like How much is that? Like 20 months. And it was dangerous at month 6. Do you see what I mean? Like, you're going into the explosive standard deviation moves. But Solana deserves that standard deviation upside return that it's had so far. That's the controversial part. I've said it's had that right now, bro. You've literally, like, this is the thing, okay? If you're in Solana, you understand, like, that's why people don't understand the gift you have right now. But none of them are going to take it. You get to buy the BlackRock favorite ETH-BTC. You get to buy ETH-BTC at 0.025, bro. Okay, so you crushed Bitcoin as the only unicorn winner, and then you get to literally buy this thing at a minus 70% discount from 4 years ago. Ethereum. All right, but they're not going to take it. They're not going to take it because they say, oh, Ethereum's lost. It's never going to upgrade and do all these. We'll see, dude. We'll see. Now, let's quickly check out some PulseChain prices. This is the 7-day return, friends. I just put this 7-day because the green is up more on that. If you go to a 24-hour, quite a nice movie. Pulse is up 15%. Remember, what you should be doing, friends, obviously, in a very non-racist, very family-friendly way, I just always check Pulse. That's it. Pulse is your spear. You just check that up. You know, Pulse is up 15%. Okay, cool. Everything's just going to be gliding up with it. That's wonderful. You have Hex up 20%. It's wonderful. You have PulseX Inc. Everything doing that to plus 20% moves. The liquidity is very, very, very thin. And it's kind of funny. We're just clawing back up. It's one, friends. Did I not tell you? Look at this PulseChain PLS price. Did I not? Remember I told you about this pattern? I told you I've seen this pattern so many times in crypto. Friends, you know how I know this pattern? Because I'd be short through it when I was studying. When I was studying, you'd see this. You go, okay, cool, it's coming down, and then you just watch that. All right, you'd never ever. This is the most dangerous pattern in crypto. It goes up, one red candle, and then just like shoots up like that. That's like literally typical crypto. Okay, it literally just represents how maniacal it is, right? Yes, so we've got a long way to go, by the way. You know, we still need it's kind of funny, we're like 60% below SAC price now. We've got to get about to 78% of SAC price, or right now 40%, yeah? If we get up here, we have reversed Interpol, all right? We've reversed Interpol, and up higher, we reversed all the SEC damage back at SAC price, and we've got a lot more to go. Now, let's check out a bit of the conspiracy. So the P/E pulse ratio is around 40. We're going to need more Ethereum cranks up for us to confirm more friendship out here. If we go back, friends, even check it out. Remember, Ethereum and everything else. Okay. Yes, Ethereum and everything else is just how it all works. Okay. It's literally Ethereum and everything else, not Ethereum or everything else. This is ETH, right? Busting 2700. That's nice. The big CME gap, 3200. We will get there. Like, obviously, we're going to get, just don't know when. You know what I mean? Hopefully, it's soon. We've done quite a move. It's quite the move. And in case you haven't seen as well, this is a business cycle, right? I just got to remind you, yes. Remind you, friends, I got the highest, man. When I say highest value content, man, it literally blows everyone out of the water. You know how I know? Because I watch everyone. I literally watch everyone, friends. Do you know how often I'm driving or I'm watching stuff? I want to watch something on YouTube all the time, hunting for info. I watch my own stuff. I literally re-watch it and I relearn stuff. I'm like, wow, right? Over and over. And then I'm like, it's not for me. I'm like, man, how shit are you guys? All right. I'm doing this for free, by the way. There's no grifting. Right? I'm not even charging for stuff. What about the paid content? My gosh, man. I wouldn't even be surprised if the paid content guys just watch my stuff and they just repackage junk. I wouldn't even be surprised. But I don't give a crap about that, friends, because once your brain starts doing that, you start focusing on how to grift the audience. How do I yield farm the audience for this? How do I do this? Bro, do you understand? Like long-term, friends, it's a believer cycle. Okay, believer cycle means, okay, not financial advice, but you bet more than you can afford to lose. You go all in, you start believing, and things just start working out, and you outperform every single other person, okay? You literally crushed them, okay? Except for a very few, the top of the top of the top, who you're never going to be anyway. You know what I mean? This is the business cycle, friends. Remember, important. Bitcoin follows global liquidity. It's the money printer. Bitcoin follows the money printer, okay? Bitcoin follows money printer. Altcoins follow the business cycle. All right? So Bitcoin follows global M2 money printer, right? It has 89% correlation, all right? Altcoins follow. This includes Ethereum. So altcoins and Ethereum, right, for the people in the back over there, follow the business cycle, Okay, this, what we're looking at, is a reflection of the business cycle, all right? It's a manufacturing index. You understand that difference? You do understand that difference. So there's a difference between them, okay? So that's what in our cycle, what happened is they hiked rates, right? But they kept printing money. That's why Bitcoin's super strong, because they keep printing money anyway, right? But because of the hiking of the rates, business confidence is low, right? They wanted business confidence low to get inflation down, you see? Perhaps in the next cycle, it's a bit different. Perhaps in the next cycle, they don't print as much money, right? But maybe in the next cycle, business confidence is higher because the rates don't have to be as high as they are now. Maybe the rates in the next level, maybe they're like 2.5 or 3% instead of this 4.5. You see what I mean? That's maybe next cycle, but we'll cross that when we get there. Friends, I want to give a very, very special, I got to play some angel music. This hurts my heart as well. Rest in peace to PhantomHex5555. So, Mr. PhantomHex, unfortunately, we found very, very sad news that he took his own life. So I think his missus left him and he lost his job, which it hurts because some of you have been showing for Mr. PhantomHex's rest in peace some of his posts from a year ago. And he was telling everybody, like, keep going, you know, don't give up, don't let him get to you. It's like, it breaks my heart. He's just like one of us saying, like, you know, don't let him get to you, and he just couldn't take it. That hurts. I think one of you shared a message as well. It was when he was happier days. I think it was like a year or something ago. I think he met his missus. I think she did a thank you message to him. She said, like, thank you to Mr. PhantomHex for assuming the role of father for my kids. I think Bitcoin Maxi maybe moved in with her or something. I guess it just didn't work out, but that's what happens, friends, when yeah, it's very important, man. So you take away a loved one from someone and you lose your job, is just breaks my heart. I got the candle lit for also other reasons, friends. I got family reasons as well. So many people need the candle lit out here. I got to remind you, friends, like, don't let yourself get in this situation. Okay, so if we keep going, like, obviously, friends, we're expecting a bull market any day now, but you just don't put yourself in a situation where, actually, just watch me in the bull market, okay? Because, friends, I'm just going to tell you right now, you're not prepared for you looking at your account. Maybe you've got $15,000 right now, and then you see one day it's going to be like 140,000. You're not prepared for the feeling of someone on Twitter coming out and flashing. They go, hey, I had 60 grand, now I've got 16.2 million. You're not prepared for that. What that does to you, it literally demasculates you, it deflates you completely. So you feel like, oh, you know, I can take on more risk. Look at these guys, up millions, right? That's what you're gonna see. Okay, you're not prepared for that. That the crowd sees it. The crowd gets their fangs out for it. It gets a blood fever for it, and that's why it wants leverage fever. Okay, it wants more and more and more and more. And people will go seek more. That's how people pretty much, they do the infinite roller coaster rotation stuff out here. That's why, friends, I'm hoping a lot of you, by the end of it, you know, obviously right now we want to kill everyone. Okay, we literally feel all this violence in our heart because we're like, you know what? Maybe I have bet more than I can afford to lose. Okay, but once it starts going up, yeah, you're gonna see other people. They're gonna be like really happy. You'll see this, okay? You'll see this. They'll be like really, really happy, and you'll be happy for them. And they're like, wow, I made so much money in this. You hear these people in real life. They say, I made so much money in this. And you'll find out like they put $400 into something and now it's like, you know, $12,000. And they're like, whoa, that's like a holiday for me. And you're like really happy, right? And then you'll be thinking like, oh yeah, man, like, you know, like you've gone like balls deep, right? Ovaries deep, right? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? You know that to yourself because that's why these people coming in, they're investing with the same risk amount as someone did in 2013, which is Crypto Kobe, what he started off with like 400 pounds, which is basically back then it's like, oh, I'm going to put about half a week's wage or 1 week of wage. I want to put that in crypto. So you can't retire on 1 week of wage. You know, if you earn 50 grand a year or whatever, you earn $1,000 a week after tax. You're not retiring on 1 grand. Okay, you got to do that's 2 cycles if we continue, right? You're a 2 cycler at that point. That's why everyone else in crypto, what they've done is they've started like minimum 3 months and then, you know, keep going. Other people got from 3 months up to their life savings, okay? But yeah, I'm just you know this now, right? So usually you want to get aggressive. It's like, you know, probably like 6 months of your living costs worth. Remember, it's not just the savings, it's the living costs. Okay, that's what you want to do first. You want to cover yourself. Yeah, so once you're above the 3-month mark, remember, friends, everybody's at a different, everyone's at a different threshold as well. It's about what you can sleep with. But that's, you're going to see these numbers, right? And you're going to see the fluke shot. You will see this fluke shot. Friends, I still remember, like with Peanut. Remember Peanut the squirrel? Remember they killed Peanut and it was right before the Donald Trump thing? One guy, literally some dude just bought it on the open. He put literally like $500. He just held it and it went to like 14.2 million. Something ridiculous at the start. I don't know if the guy cashed out. You know, it's something stupid like that. It was just like you got no chance doing that. All right, no chance. But the people who want a chance at that, what are they going to come to? They're coming into crypto. Okay, they're going to come aggressively buy. So I do say a rest in peace to Phantom Hex out here. We will continue the journey, friends. As well, Mr. Phantom Hex, if you're watching down over us, please whisper something to God and bring in the God candle. Okay, so Ethereum has hit $2,700, which is great. Seems to be going up only, but that's because it went down only. Man, I'm telling you now, friends, it hit me this morning. Like, wait a minute. You're telling me the record number of shorts on Ethereum is on the Cuck Mercantile Exchange, where they literally manipulate everything if they want to, right? Just because, friends, the CME, why is the CME, why is it source of the manipulation? Okay, if they wanted to do it, it's because the CME, to short it, they accept US dollars. Yeah, which they can just print. So BlackRock can go, hey, let's just literally go, we got printed money, right? It's pretty, or their gains, right? Let's just go throw in $10 billion into this account, transfer it over, and they don't have any wait times. They have a special transfer, right? They don't have to wait like the rest of us. We've used a traditional banking system. They just transfer it in. They're like, oh, congratulations, you have $10 billion of collateral in here, which means you can short $30 billion of ETH. You know what I mean? That's what they can do. That's how they can control it over time. I don't know if I have any evidence for it, okay? There's third cycle curse, there's soy, there's Ethereum layer 2s. Don't worry about the story and the narrative. It's just really weird, bro. This is not natural, dude. How the hell do you do this, dude? How do you do that? Someone's been wiped out intentionally. Now, friends, the US Kippy came out. Some people call it the CPI. The US Kippy came out cooler than expected, which is nice. So 0.2% and then 2.3 for the Kippy. The core was also a bit cooler as well. So the US headline CPI is down at 2.3%. So it means rates are on the way down. Also, congratulations to Trueflation. Their estimates of inflation have been correct. They actually guessed the exact number as well. This one, which is, you know, you're just guessing a number and stuff here. But Trueflation, friends, is it's crazy. Look what it actually says we're going down to, 1.68%. That's wild. The real inflation right now is 1.68. So the one that they give you before is like a lagging one, right? It's up to like 2.3. See how behind it is? Right here. So it's actually March 30th or whatever. Okay, so it's like a month and a half. Yeah, so I guess inflation is going to keep ticking down. So maybe the next one's going to go down and down and down. But what we might actually see is like there might be a bit of a rate cut, you know, business confidence resurgence and stuff out here. We'll see about that. Habibi Come to Dubai has partnered with Crypto.com to accept crypto for government services. So that's beautiful. Dubai, forward-leading, forward-thinking, financial services. That's what we want, friends. We love Dubai. They're like showing the world, yeah, we're in crypto, it's cool, and we're rich. You know what I mean? So then that sends a signal to all the other boomer countries, you know, like, you know, America, UK, Canada, anywhere else, all the other statesmen, all the boomers literally everywhere out there. They're watching this stuff and people are talking about it. They're like, hey, man, these guys in crypto, why aren't you guys? You know, what does crypto mean? Like, it means like, hey, print money, come buy our bags. That's what it means, right? The US inflation has fallen to 2.3%, which is beautiful. Also, friends, remember, did I not tell you Donald Trump had a plan? It's kind of fun, man. Everyone said, oh, it's going down. Friends, it's wild. Even the stock market, Johnson & Johnson guys, they're like, he just wants him to kiss the ring. But Donald Trump, he's your vibes president, kiss the ring. And we're all the way down here. And I was like, man, I don't know. Just it's a believer's cycle, bro. I don't know. I'm staying long. How silly do they look right now? It literally went up only. Well, even more silly. Did I not tell you during that time ago, friends, it's all going to plan. The US dollar's coming down. Oil has been coming down. The rates not going down as fast as they want, but they're doing the money printing in the background. Like everything that they need to do is happening. It's literally, we're repeating the 2017 first term for Trump. And it's exactly, look what he's doing right now with oil, related to oil prices. President Pump officially signs a strategic economic partnership with Saudi Arabia. Saudi, Al-Bat al-Saud, to invest $600 billion in the US of A. Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman says he is working to increase US investments to $1 trillion. So let me translate that for you. Okay, pretty much Trump says, listen, I gotta pump the bags. To pump the bags, I need oil lower. When oil's lower, Jay Powell, who's in love with me, is gonna cut the rates. So I need you to do us a deal where we can just do cheap oil with you and like stabilize the region. All right, we got your back, you got our back. No one's gonna do any fights. We stabilize, you know what I mean? Like no one's gonna come after oil tankers. You guys can just put down your weapons for like, a couple of months so we can pump bags. That's a translation of what that is. And that stability out in the Middle East will bring obviously lower inflation and a lower VIX and more friendship. President Trump says China has agreed to open up to the US for trade and everything else. And what is there besides that? I mean, like Pokemon, but that's also trading as well. You can trade your Pokemon. What are you going to do with that? So we're starting to see more of a walk back of comments. It's just like so different from before. Let's listen to Donald Trump.
Rising market will do. Oh, it's going to get a lot higher. In fact, I told people 5 weeks ago, this is a great time to buy.
So I know it's very, very low, but Donald Trump has literally said the stock market is going to go a lot higher. That's awesome, man. I like that. I like that, yeah. Welcome to the new paradigm, boomers. Yeah, I want my president to pump bags. That's what I want him to do. Just like how you had every other president pumping your real estate Ponzi bags for literally 3 generations, 3 decades, 4 decades, actually. No, make it 5, actually. Yeah, you guys got bags pumped. I want my bags pumped too. We've been priced out of real estate. That's pretty much everybody in the world. Yeah, many places around the world being priced out of real estate. And if you're curious as well, friends, in a nutshell, why did everyone get priced out of real estate? Real estate just follows the money printer. Yeah, you can actually check a lot of the houses. That houses versus gold, they kind of track. But what made, I guess, the houses even more dangerous is a lot of these countries, first world countries, they're not having as much babies. So to make up the population difference, because remember, the boomers didn't have enough babies to pay off their taxes when they grow older. So there's a gap of people. So what do? Immigrate. So they immigrate people. They bring like, I'm not joking, like they'll bring like, 17 Indians, come live in one house. Everybody sleeps on a mattress and they just work and work and work and work and work. They work every single job that nobody else wants to work. They save up their money. They're keeping a bid on their houses. Right? That's what happens in a lot of these first world nations. But then that's why everybody in the countries, they're like, man, now the houses are too expensive. What can we do? It's up only Ponzi, man. You have an option now. We have an option because we have crypto, So, and also what makes it tougher to reverse a lot of these property decisions is most politicians, a lot of these countries have property themselves, right? So that's why it's like, maybe if there was a law put in where they're like, oh, if you're a politician, you're not allowed to own any property. Oh gosh, that would, you know what I mean? We'll see. But they probably might not ever put something like that. But there's just, yes, they probably only do something like that if there was a big collapse. But also, friends, a lot of people think property is like too expensive. Habib, it's not. It's just matched global M2. It's matched your fiat debasement. Yeah. Because like, for example, friends, in America, they say the US CPI 2.4%. No, but American homes are growing at 6% per year. That's exactly how much the US money supply is growing. It just matches, and that's the same as gold as well. So it's just matching up with gold, right? But there's a difference, right? You got to live in the house, and you have to buy a big house. You can't just buy like 1/4 of a unit of a house. I guess that's what makes it difficult, because each house is an NFT. You can't split it up. Into more news of the day, friends. Jack Mallers from 21 Capital buys 4,800 BTC worth 458 million. So just to let you know, friends, so you're seeing a lot of these companies, they're copying the Michael Saylor stuff, where they're coming in, they give you a stock share, and they're going to try pump up the share relative to BTC. So that's what they're all trying to do. And they're going to dress it up in different words. They're like, no, we're Michael Saylor squared. We're like full Bitcoin Maxi. We're like going to go out here. It's all a bunch of bullshit, bro. It's pretty much, friends, it's misallocation of capital. Why? I'll stand by this. I am the last man standing. Okay, I'm literally the last man standing for this, okay? This Bitcoin dominance, all right, man, just to show you, do you understand what this means? It means altcoins are so cheap that irresponsible, irrational market players like Jack Mallers and Michael Saylor, they are willing to go to the marketplace and get leverage just to buy Bitcoin because they hate Ethereum and altcoins so much. Yeah? They literally see zero value. They will never open their eyes. Okay? Now, that's okay. That's okay. The problem, though, is you are not bigger than the market. It will eventually catch up with you. I don't know how. I don't know when. It will eventually catch up with you. Okay? I can speculate. For example, the Bitcoin community is going to have some very tough decisions to make in the next 1 or 2 years. Big decisions. Because they all think they're just getting the guaranteed up only. Okay, well, I already know your weak spot. Ethereum and altcoins get up only, and you guys have no tech. So now you're cornered. Do you try to add some technology to Bitcoin or don't you? Okay, so right now, friends, we've only seen Bitcoin get rewarded for not putting in technology. Okay? But you know how markets go, right? You know how markets go. Well, that means the Bitcoin dominance has to go so low and actually has to go undervalued. It has to go too far. I don't know what too far looks like. Okay, I might go too far to the point where literally every single person in crypto hates Bitcoin. They go, bro, I never want to touch this thing. It has no tech. It has no yield. It has no privacy. It's a BlackRock BTC. It's literally useless. When I see everyone talking like that, okay, I wonder what Bitcoin dominance value that is. Okay, we'll wait for those moments. But that's I'll be like, hey, don't doubt it. Don't doubt it. It's still got the story, and the story's worth a lot. Okay, it's the first crypto. But we're not there yet. We are literally the furthest away you could be from that story. So that's why I'm saying we haven't even started, bro. I know everyone's saying BCB and everything else, and Crypto Crew University Steve saying it's over soon. I just don't think it's over soon, friends. And that's why it's going to lead me to this part. Where are we going next? Blockchain Backer made this indicator. Now, it's not anything special. It's just a breadth indicator. Breadth. So I don't know what he actually calculates, but he gets like 40 coins, and he wants to see if the top 40 coins are all moving together. And if they're all like, but it doesn't say what he actually uses to measure. But when they're all moving up together, it like flicks. It like triggers the move to show you, right? I think on the daily, it has triggering up and triggering down. But right now, we've just triggered up. You see, and by the way, so you don't even need it. You could tell everything went up, right? Because Ethereum's cranked. So you can actually tell this just by being in the market. But I'm now just going to show you some charts of where we think we're going as well. This is his example of the ABCD with the jitters of Bitcoin before finally that rise up, which expects here. But then he expects it to all be over. Bang. I don't know. Look, of course, it's controversial. Yeah, we are biased as well. We don't want it to be over because we've waited so long. We don't want it to be over so fast. There is that bias as well. I'm looking at AI. I'm looking at the global money printing. I'm looking at it being a believer cycle. I'm looking at all the unwinding that Bitcoin has to do. I'm looking at all the cypherpunks that are now on Ethereum. I'm looking at Roca Negra and all this manipulation on Ethereum. And I'm like, man, you would not do that unless you really wanted that. Okay, I'm looking at all these things and I'm like, man, okay, like if we're going to end soon, you better give us literally 7 straight months of alt season going bang, 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 bang up until like November this year or something for me to consider something like that. But right now, we'll take it day by day as well. Here's another chart I just want to show you too. This is another chart with the overlay. So you have total crypto market cap and XRP just following the big market moves together. And then we are flickering together. And this final chart as well is XRP just showing a similar pattern to what Ethereum Classic did, I guess, last time as well, where it's kind of like, this might be just like XRP's move where it's just like waits and waits and waits. Then Bitcoin's ready to go and bust 105 or 10K. And then like pop, everything starts to go. So yeah, just squiggly lines and everyone's in everything. But it's kind of funny as well, just to show you how far XRP's come. BCB's pretty much all out in 3x at $9. Okay, he's literally all out around there. Now, what do we do for the rest of us? Well, I'm just going to keep pressing refresh every 5 seconds, friends. This is going to be Quite the story to tell when we crank up. Oh, Ink now 27% up. I don't know why Ink's even going up. Like, it literally, Richard doesn't even mention it. It has no use case at all. There's not even a roadmap. The code still like references like Pancake Swap. That's why the funniest thing is that this thing is moving up the most of all. It is literally the most funniest outcome. It had nothing. Literally, he ghosts it. Doesn't even barely talks about it. Doesn't even put the logo up, and it's going up the most. Isn't that typical crypto, friends? That's it. It's got a green logo, bro. Where's your green logo on your chain? You don't have one. Now, what do we do from here? I've got more high value content crypto come for you. This is just 1 month. That's it. It is literally 1 month. We can literally do nothing. When will I start to ask questions? Man, I'm just give me literally 3 green months in a row, and then if the 4th green month in a row, we're like 3/4 of the month and it's still green, then we can like, all right, maybe we'll think about doing something in a few weeks, maybe. That's a while. That's a long while, friend. So we have to do like, here's Junie, Marwai, here's Junie, here's Julie. So if Marwai, Junie, and Julie are green, and then August, right? We're like 3/4 of August, and that's also like green. I'm like, oh, interesting. Okay, maybe we should take profit up here or something, some profit. We're not even there yet, you know, so literally no point. Let's just wait and see. Like, subscribe, beat button, or catch you in the next one.